Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Esther here. Thank you so much to those who stay tuned with me. In today's video, I want to talk to you about confidence and consistency. So confidence and consistency are literally wonder twins in each of our lives. And it's very important that we understand how to utilize it wisely. I'll start with consistency first. Now, being consistent is something that you have to take responsibility in partaking in. If you're not consistent, you will know. Your emotional state and your mental state are very important. And if you don't know how to remain consistent, why don't you invest in an accountability partner and take responsibility for your own consistency? It's very important to be in an environment of people who are genuinely cheering you on because they believe in you. Another reason why I do adore consistency is that it helps you to think positively and it helps you to think the right way. When you are consistent, think about the things around you. Think about the amount of opportunities that you can attract your way just through being consistent. You blog every Monday, you video every Tuesday, you study a book each Wednesday. It does help your mental state, and it also builds trust when other people find you and they can say, you know what, I want you to be on my team. I want you to work with me because you've proven yourself to be consistent. There's no time to procrastinate and remain complacent. I've realized that even now than ever, we need to make sure that we know what we've been called to do and to utilize and replenish our giftings for the benefit of others. Consistency is something that can take you further than where you are already. It's very important that you also take breaks when it comes to being consistent. Yes, consistency is all about perseverance and persistence, but you also need to make sure you're taking your breaks, looking after yourself. And if we're not consistent, we cannot be confident. And that leads me into building confidence. When you're confident, it doesn't necessarily have to be loud. There's a tendency to feel that people who are loud are confident and people who are quiet are timid. And that's not necessarily the truth. Sometimes people can be bold and loud, but it could be that they're hiding their confidence. And other people may be quiet and they have a silent confidence that they don't need to speak all the time. And it's very important that as the times that we're living in, we need to learn how to build in humility, but build in silent humility, not showing off, saying things too prematurely. You don't need to make yourself feel like, oh, I know better than you. Look at my life. When people see your life, they need to make sure that they see confidence, but they also need to make sure that they see humility and consistency. I think in another video, I'll talk about humility because humility is very important, but consistency and confidence go hand in hand. When you've got something that you desire to do, you need to be consistent, but you also need to have the confidence to believe that you can achieve that goal. Failure is part of the process. And failure is also a part of building your confidence and building your consistency. Sometimes we get to a stage in our lives where we are building something, whether it be to build a legacy or to write a book or to run a business. And the minute something hits you, you give up. And to me, it's like you didn't want it bad enough, because if you really wanted it bad enough, you would have continued that journey. And no one says that life is going to be easy. We all have our ups and downs. We all have seasons in our lives where it is difficult. And yes, you can cry. And yes, you can moan. And yes, you can feel low, but don't stay low. Pick up yourself, because there's something about picking up yourself in the process of being low that really gives you that boost and that confidence that you need. It's very important that we come to a place in our lives where we know who we are in ourselves. And you don't even have to pretend to be perfect, because we are living in an imperfect world. You can only be the best version of yourself. And when you are the best version of yourself, the right people will find you. And I'm going to emphasize on the right people, because the right people want to work with people who are consistent. The right people want to work with people who are confident. And you can provide a service, and you can provide a product, and you can provide a solution that caters to that person's need. We don't want the same repetition of what other people are doing in the market. Many people say, oh, what's the point of me running this business? What's the point of me going to university? What's the point of me believing in dreaming big? You have to do it, because in the next 10 years, you'll look back and say to yourself, I wish I started then. And that's why it's so important to be consistent, even in failure, even in fear, even in anxiety. You're still pushing yourself to say, yes, I will be consistent. Even when people don't even like you, that is where you need to even push harder, because the more that they don't like you, the more it pushes you out of your comfort zone. And don't put yourself down because other people's perceptions of you aren't what you had in mind. It's okay. Build upon that confidence yourself. You are responsible and accountable for your own life. You are responsible and accountable for your own confidence and consistency. I'm a strong advocate in building confidence and being consistent. And I enjoy being consistent because it keeps me true to myself, and it also keeps me true to my audience. In order to get the more, we need to be more consistent. We need to be more confident. We need to be more humble. And we also need to be patient. Now, patience is a topic that, hey, it can be hard sometimes. Patience isn't always easy, but it is beneficial for your personal life. And the more patient you are, the more confidence is built and the more consistency you will give to your audience. Confidence is in serving, and I believe that's one of the strongest and the most highest ways of building that consistency. If you're not consistent, you will not be confident. You can't tap into confidence if you haven't tapped into consistency. It's very important that when you come out, you say to yourself, this is what I'm going to do today, and I'm going to stick to it. Don't say, okay, I'll procrastinate and do it another day, because you are only deceiving yourself. You cannot complain when other people are out there fulfilling their goals, hitting their targets, and you're there thinking, oh, I can't do this. If you keep saying you can't do it, you will not do it. If you keep saying you won't be able to succeed, you will not be able to succeed. This is coming from your mouth. This is not from anyone else. You have to take accountability. So many people look at others and they say, why are they getting far? Why does it look easy for them? Because they've been able to discipline their minds to be consistent. They've disciplined themselves to say, I am going to go through the process of pain, and I'm going to push through, and I'm going to wait for the results to manifest itself in its authentic time. And even when the battles come, which they will, when the battles come, I'm going to continue pushing, because there are so many people who are looking up to me. There are so many people who are inspired by me. I can't let go. I can't say to myself, oh, I'm going to sit down and wait for life to get better. Hey, you'll be waiting a very long time. If you wait for life to get better, you might as well not do anything right now and not think about your goals and not think about your future. Now, I'm not saying that you can't think about your tomorrow. You have to. But take one day at a time. You have to learn how to motivate yourself. If you don't know how to motivate yourself, you need to learn how to do it now. Sometimes we don't know how to pick up ourselves, and at times it could be the people that we're around. That's why I strongly encourage you to analyze the people who are in your life. Don't allow anyone just to speak into your life. Don't allow anyone just to speak into your heart. Be careful of who you share your dreams to. Sometimes there are people who don't have faith, and when they don't have faith, it can affect your positive faith. You have to be careful. Don't allow people to tell you what to do, especially when you've made up in your mind what to do. You have to be confident in your own decisions. You don't make a decision because of other people. You make decisions because you know it's right to do. So many people are waiting for people to approve of them. That is dangerous. And that can really crack someone's confidence. How can I improve on my personal development? Before I even want to serve people, I need to be whole in myself. It's very important that you don't serve from an empty cup. If you're serving from an empty cup, it won't work and it won't be effective. But when you're full, when you're confident, and this is not a pompous confidence as if I'm better than anyone else, no. But when you're confident in humility, you're able to serve well. Other people, they're losing focus because of what the past did to them, because of what they lost, because of their thoughts, and also because of the words that have been spoken over them. I remember listening to Pastor Cheryl Brady. She said in her recent video, when people speak in her ears, that's fine, but she never allows the words to get into her spirit. When people say things to her, whether it be feedback, advice, and this is my own interpretation, depending on what it is, she will take certain things and chuck other things away. If it's not going to benefit her, she doesn't allow it to get into her spirit, because there's a difference with words getting into your ears relative to it going down into your spirit. That's why it's very important to guard your spirit. In other words, guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life. Do not ever allow yourself to be influenced by the external, that you forget to really invest in your internal being. Don't wait for people to believe in you. Please, if there's anything I want you to remember from this video, is do not wait for anyone to believe in you. Your consistency will draw people to you, and your confidence will also draw people to you in humility. Do not blame yourself for not being where you think you need to be, because where you think you need to be, you probably may not be ready for it, and it's okay. Sometimes we say we want to have more of this and more of that, but are we working towards that more? Are we being positive? Are we being consistent? Are we being open-minded to learn these things? Are we investing in the skills, in the knowledge, in the education? If we're not investing in all these things, then how can we achieve what we desire? For me, I classify myself as a very consistent person in both the good and in the bad times, because it's all about discipline. And you have to face yourself every day. But as I keep saying, don't allow someone's inconsistency to deter you from being consistent, because there will be people who will pull you back because they're not comfortable in pushing through. They're not comfortable in coming out of their comfort zone. So they'll make you comfortable by bringing you down on their level. You cannot be effective if you're around people who are inconsistent and not confident. Confidence is not bringing people down. It's being able to lift people up when they are vulnerable, when they are low, when they are broken. And you can still be who you are. Even if they don't acknowledge you, you can still pick up that person. Not everyone can build up. Not everyone can lift up. Not everyone can encourage. But when you have people in your life that can encourage you, cherish them, because they are very rare. Learn from people who are higher than you as well. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask them, where did you fail? How did you succeed? How did you start? When is the right time to build? Ask questions. A confident person asks questions. A consistent person asks questions because they don't want to stop learning. If you stopped learning, you stopped growing. And therefore your consistency is complacent. Don't put yourself down. And certainly don't put other people down. Make sure you build upon your consistency daily. And the more you do it, the more confident you become. And therefore you attract the right people to add to you, to invest in you. You want people that will add value, but you also want to be someone that is also adding value back. We have the Building Self-Confidence and Personal Development Seminar on Saturday the 27th of March. I will post the flyer after this video and put the Eventbrite link in the description bar below for you to register and sign up. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, because you do not want to miss this event. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and remember to be confident and to build upon that consistency, because it will pay off. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.